Sorry for the lighting. I'm being lit by a Christmas tree, but I just was watching a video I just posted earlier. And at one point I went blah, 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 blah. Because I had tried to film that section so many times, I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But it came out of the blue. So if you already watched that, I apologize. I know there's going to be a comment, but I was like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, drama. All right, so sorry if you saw that.
Hi, Eleanor. Ooh, what was that? Construction workers, you say?
Hello? Are you ignoring me after a beautiful night we had together? Huh?
What are you doing over there? Making some biscuits? What a good girl you are. What a good girl. Yeah. Oh, that's good, huh? Right there. Right there. Oh, boy. That's so good. Right in the ear. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You almost fell off.
Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Cheers. It's me, Steven. I just stopped off at Dunkin's for some iced coffee, a little caffeine to give me the illusion of humanity before I walk into Walmart, because I'm dragging. So yesterday's video I titled, So I'm Not Feeling 100%. I'm feeling about 85% right now. Not that bad, just a little tired, and my nose is running. My nose is so sore, and my upper lip is actually sore from rubbing my mustache on it, trying to, clean up. And my nose is running. That's about all I'm suffering, thank goodness. But this is like the first time I've been sick in a very long time. As a flight attendant, your immune system takes a kick in the pants when you first start. But then after, you're like built like iron. Most of us are. So I rarely get sick. And if this is me sick, I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you. Especially after all that COVID craziness. So today, nothing has really happened. I went to bed last night exhausted, wiped out, feeling very, very tired. And Buddy and Eleanor were supernaturally sweet. Buddy especially. He gives me the sign that he wants to go under the blankets, which means I have to tent my legs, like to make my legs like a little tent there and have the blanket over my legs. Then he'll go in, he'll cuddle around, curl around, move around. He'll paw around in places that honestly haven't been pawed at in a real long time. Not to get kinky, but he gets comfortable down there for about an hour, and then he wants to get out. But he would not leave my side last night. He curled up after the tent experience. He curled up next to my chest here where he likes to go. And we just snuggled, and he purred and did his little noises. And he didn't leave my side all night. And then this morning, he pretends I don't exist. Again, like every other man I've ever met. But they were supernaturally sweet. I didn't get to sleep. I got in bed about 8:30. I got to sleep probably about 10:15. Just poking around on my phone, scrolling, and just whatever, farting around online. And then woke up this morning at this afternoon, probably about noon. Didn't get out of bed till about 1:30, maybe 1:45. Just lay there, blowing my nose constantly. But that's the only symptom I have of being remotely ill. I'm a little fatigued, and my nose won't stop running. Question for you. Do women look at the product of their nasal discharge? When you blow your nose, do you look in the tissue? Or is it just a man thing? Because I know men, I always look inside the tissue, but I have never seen a lady a woman or a lady, look at the product of her nose in the tissue. It's just a man that looked inside the tissue. You learn a lot from what's inside that tissue. Is it clear? Is it opaque? Is it yellow? Is it green? Is it this color? So you learn a lot. It's like a kitty litter box. You know a lot about your cat by looking at the kitty litter box. Yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm like talking like free form. So I'm gonna go into where am I? Walmart to buy something to stop my nose from running, because it's running like the Hoover Dam. Well, it's not as much as the Hoover Dam. The Hoover Dam hasn't seen water go over it since the 80s. But my nose, on the other hand, crazy town. Since nothing else is going on today, we'll do a little Q&A. We'll do a little question and answer video. One question somebody just asked me, and they've got a great screen name. I think their screen name is Content at Home, which is, well, it's not me, but it's a great screen name. This caffeine is kicked in like this. The question was, do single people as flight attendants like working on holidays? Do I like working on holidays? Well, working on holidays with our new contract is something different than it used to be. So in the old days, we used to get $50 for 5 different holidays for working on the holiday. That was Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Thanksgiving, and I think, 4th of July? I don't know. It was like there were 5 different holidays. We got $50 if we worked that day. The new contract, we get 200% for every credit hour that we have that day. So senior people used to bid for holidays off. Now, many of us work on the holiday because we get 200%. It feels like a big giant win for us. Now, my pay rate in my 8th year, is $42.89. So I'm almost making $43 an hour. To make $86 an hour on a holiday, yes, please sign me up. Thank you very much. Now, I used to work on holidays because I'm alone most of the time. I didn't have family. I'd rather work on the holiday and see if I can make someone else's day a little nicer. You know, it was something to do. But now that it's 200%, I think most of us try to work on the holidays. On the open time or on the trade board, like there's nothing open on the holidays because everyone wants to work for the holidays. Single people, yeah, I guess we work holidays, but that would depend on whether or not you're social or not. You know, some people like to have the holiday off so they can go see friends or go on vacation or something. Blah, blah, blah. Let me answer one more question before I go in there. Let me look at my phone first for a good one. Hold on one sec. And I had to blow my nose again. So thanks for waiting. Red Bow Gaming, I think it is, asked me about commuting. Now, I think it's generally the same with most airlines in the U.S. I think there are some regionals that are more generous with their commuting policy. But the question Red Bow asked was, when commuting with my airline or maybe others, if our flights are full, can they take another airline to get to work? Yes. Commuters will take any and every ride they possibly can. It's sometimes easier to fly with your own airline because, for example, if I fly with my airline as a commuter, they're going to get all my bags on board. Or if they have to check a suitcase because we're so full, if they have to check it, they'll gate check it for me because I'm on the plane. And gate checking means the bag will come up to the side of the aircraft, the L1 door, during deplaning, instead of being sent off to the baggage claim area. Some other airlines, like, for example, American or United, they may not have enough space, Southwest for sure, they may not have enough space, and it's entirely up to that ground crew whether or not they're going to gate check your rollerboard or force you to have it sent off to the baggage claim area. So commuting with your own airline is often easier. I know that we've been warned for commuters that some airlines really don't want you to take all the bags that we sometimes carry. I think I'm allowed to carry 3 bags: my rollerboard, a tote bag or a messenger bag or something, and my lunch bag. That's really all I'm supposed to be carrying, and a coat maybe if I have to. But I say if I'm commuting with American, they may have a rule where I can only carry 2 bags on, and they might make me check my rollerboard, for example. So yeah, so we're going to take any flight we possibly can to get to work. But ideally, I think most people like to fly with their own equipment because it's just easier. And you get on board and the crew is going to give you whatever possible better upgrade you can get. Blah, blah, blah. So yes, you can take any airline for commuting that I'm aware of in my airline. All right, so let's go inside Walmart, pick up something for my nose. I have to blow my nose again. And we'll continue this question and answer either in the car or when I get to the house. All right, it's sometimes easier in the car because otherwise Buddy's like, meow, meow, I want attention. But then when I give him attention, he's like, hold on. Do I want this right now? He's a pain in the ass. All right, I'll see you shortly. Well, I just talked to the pharmacy tech and I asked him, I said, what stops a runny nose? Because there's all these things, right? And he says, Claritin. Oh, gosh, I got piles of that at the house. So, yeah, I don't need to buy anything here. But I'm already at Walmart, so let's see what else I can find. My big purchase at Walmart? A cardboard box. I sold a hydro flask on eBay. I've got a ton of them in my garage. So I've got to ship that out tomorrow. But look at these clouds. How pretty is this? Oh, just a beautiful day. Even before becoming a flight attendant, obsessed with clouds. So I bought that cardboard box. I was going to buy some soup, but I realized I've got a ton of chili and rice and stuff at the house. So I'll just eat that instead of soup. Got plenty of fluids, so I'm good to go. Do I have to do anything else? I think that's it. So while there's still some light, I'm going to go back into my phone, look for one more good question, and I will see you in a moment. As a flight attendant, you're going to find that a POB, a portable oxygen bottle, is the panacea to all possible ills. If there's a problem, grab oxygen. It will fix the problem. The same can be said for caffeine. I am feeling 30 times better that I've had some caffeine. And for some reason, my nose doesn't seem to be running as much. I don't know. I'm going to go home and take some Claritin as the pharmacy tech suggested. But Daniel asked a good question. He asked me, is deplaning as stressful as boarding? And I'm like, no, not at all. But it can be a little frustrating in that, there's always going to be 3 or 4 people in the back of the aircraft who don't have children. They don't have any other excuses for taking a long time. But, the entire aircraft has left. But there's always 2 or 3 people in the back of the aircraft digging around, putting their stuff together as if they didn't already have a half hour to do this. Or they lose an earbud and they're like digging around for 15 minutes. Oh, my phone says the earbud's nearby, and they're crawling around, and the earbud is in their pocket or it's in the back of their hoodie. It's every single time. So that's the most consistently frustrating thing about deplaning, is it just takes too long. People just don't, I don't know. But periodically, there can be a little bit of a kerfuffle, a problem during deplaning, when someone gets aggravated. They've been on an aircraft for 4 or 5 hours. They're tired. They're cranky. They don't want to be there. And deplaning can be an intimate act. Everyone jumps up. All of a sudden, bags are coming from the overhead bin. People are pulling stuff from underneath the seat in front of them, and they're like this. And most of the time it's fine, but once in a while, someone loses their cool during deplaning. And I've only seen that happen maybe twice. In both cases, thankfully, I was nearby, and I used my commanding 6'2", 240-pound voice, which isn't sweet and lovely as I would like it to be, but it is commanding, and it does stop things from going any further. So there's an answer to that question, and I hope that was good. I've got a little bit more daylight to go, so let's go for one more question. Let's see what I can find. Hold on one sec. Cheapest shopping trip I've ever been on in my life, 83 cents spent at Walmart. Yay. Let's go home, pop some Claritin, and see if it'll stop my nose from running. So mom of, and there were some numbers and letters following to complete their screen name, asked a great question, and she asks, if I want to non-rev on another company, another airline, what do I have to do? Well, I have to approach it however that airline wants me to approach it. Most often, I'll either go on to a website called MyED Travel or ID90. There's two websites that we frequently use where I can book a ticket on most airlines. There are going to be a handful of them that require that I go directly to the ticket counter. I think that's Delta for some reason, I think. And then there are other airlines that require that I go to their gate, literally the gate, to check in or to book a non-rev ticket. So it depends on the airline what they want us to do. But if it's domestic, I just book the ticket in any way that the company wants me to do that, and then I show up, for boarding. And depending on whether or not there's a seat, I got a flight. If it's international, I don't know. I've never non-revved internationally, and I don't know. I plan on doing that in the near future. But yeah, that's what I would do. Ta-da! Let's see if I can get one more question into this video. Daylight is a waste-in, so I'm going to answer one more question, then I'm going to pop into Sprouts and grab some soup, because the chili and rice I have at home don't sound very satisfying right now, so I want some soup. I Heart National Parks, excuse me, great screen name, asked, do I typically work my schedule as I get it, or do I play with my schedule and move things around a lot? Yes, I do. And that is, well, first off, things have changed a little bit with our new contract. So it used to be open time, which is where available trips are. That could be trips that were not assigned to flight attendants, or trips that someone dropped from their schedule or swapped. There'll be a bank of trips in open time. It used to be that was always seniority based. So you would sort of, bid for that. You'd try to pick up that trip, but if someone was more senior to you, they would get that trip instead of you. Now with our new contract, it's still seniority based the first 3 days, and it's a rabid fight for anything in open time, because after those first 3 days of open time being seniority based, it goes to first come, first serve, and it is a all out battle for whoever's fastest. And it seems unfair because they don't really tell us the timing, and it's become very frustrating. And open time empties out like this. There's just nothing left over. There used to always be something to play with, but no longer. So I have become very selective about my lines that I bid for. Next month, for example, I wanted a line that would allow me to have my vacation straddle 2 months, so I could work a schedule around my vacation, allowing me to maximize those hours. So this month, my line has me off, January. For January, the last 2 days of January are vacation days. So I wanted a line that would have me working any day but those days. So I would get those vacation hours on top of my scheduled trips. And I also wanted some extra days off in a row before my vacation, allowing me either to take some more time off and have a larger window for traveling to make it more comfortable, or enough time to pick up, which is what I'm probably going to do, pick up another trip for some extra money, because I'm going to have some bills coming up in the next few months, I think. So what I got was a line that has 1 3-day trip at the very beginning of the month, and then 3 4-day trips, but all in the first half of the month, leaving the last half and the first week, really, of February completely off. So I've got a ton of time off. So the trips I have on my line, I like. I doubt I'll try to swap out of them. Again, I'm very selective when I'm bidding for my line, because not only am I bidding for the days I want to work, but I'm bidding for trips I want to go on with destinations that I like, that have a nice long layover, where I avoid long sits, and weather, because I would rather fly a trip to Tampa than Minneapolis during the middle of winter. So I am very selective on the line I bid for. And then hopefully I'll be able to fine tune it a little bit with open time. But lately it's been so difficult. I've had to really be very selective with my lines. I don't know how that's going to change with PBS, which is a different bidding system. It's called preferential bidding system. We have our ways of adding preferences to Flicka, but it's going to be different with PBS, I think. But so I'm not sure if that answer was more confusing than the than it really had to be. If you're a flight attendant, you probably knew all about what I was saying. But if you're not, it's hard. It's a very strange thing, bidding. It's a whole skill set you have to develop. I am done talking. As animated as I think I sound, I'm starting to kind of drop back to being a little sleepy. So I'm going to run into Sprouts, grab some soup, go home, heat it up, eat, and then contemplate another early night in bed. All right? Thank you for joining me, giving me a reason to get up and about and talk and be a human being. Because otherwise, I think today I would have just laid in bed like a slug, which sounds really nice. But I will see you tomorrow. All right? Fly safe. Bye.